welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Coppin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Oh. Watch it.
I get to throw in some little, I get to make up words today. Watch it. You know why I get to make up little words like that?
Why is that?
Watch it. Because today is that's
Cinco de Mayo.
Can you do a gritos for us?
No, I can't.
No gritos?
I can't do it.
Welcome in, amigos. We are here.
Man.
I miss my dad. We would joke around so much. And my dad grew up in the Valley.
Oh, yeah.
Fluent Spanish speaker. My dad could speak Spanish. He could speak you under the bus. Anybody. He was so good at Spanish. And I'll never forget when Mr. Hernandez, Hernandez?
Yeah.
Not Hernandez, it's
No,
Hernandez.
Hernandez.
Hernandez, like Air Nikes.
Yeah.
Like Air Max, Hernandez. Man, I'll tell you what. One time, Mr. Hernandez, they became a good family friend of ours. But I've probably shared this story on the show before. But when they first moved in, they had moved from Mexico. Wonderful folks, by the way. They had just moved in from Mexico. I wasn't born yet, I don't think. Or if I was really tiny. And Mr. Hernandez was talking some smack about my dad to his friends in Spanish. And he was Españoling around my dad. See, I'm really bad at Spanish, by the way. I don't even think that's a word. He was Españoling. Sure. He was speaking Spanish around to his friends, and they were looking at each other, and they're like, ha, ha, ha. What they were doing is they're poking fun at my dad. They were like talking smack about him. And they just kept going on, and my dad was just doing that. You know, like you see in the movies where someone's in, you see the subtitles, and they're like, oh, yeah, they don't know what they're saying. So kind of picture my dad like, and then all of a sudden, my dad, and just turns it around on us, probably speaking it better than Mr. Patricio. And then I'll never forget the way my dad described it. And he goes, son, whenever they found out I could speak Spanish like that, he goes like this. He goes, oh, Charlie, we're just joking. And they became good friends.
Yeah, that's how you become friends.
Well, up until one incident, it was a lot of fun. We had a firework fight when I was young. That was fun. I think that there was some cerveza involved in that.
No, I can't imagine that that's true.
You know, I think next door it was Tecate, and over at the Hip household with my dad, it was Bush Tall Boys in a brown paper sack. You know, the old brown paper sack days.
Oh yeah.
And
those days are still around.
Well, it got pretty heavy one night. I think it was around the 4th. It was on the 4th of July, and all of a sudden we had Roman candles going at each other's front porches, and those were some fun memories, though. But and I say that in a nice way. None of this is being mean because, you know, when my dad passed away, that entire family came to support our family, and you know, the graveside service for a lot of families is it's usually kind of private. You know, it's the immediate family and all that. But they wanted to come, and it kind of, I don't know, it tears me up a little bit thinking about it because of how good that family was to us over the years. Now, there was times when they would, and see, Mr. Hernandez became mucho dinero. He started a construction company. See, I'm doing all right?
Yeah.
He became mucho dinero, became much money. He started a construction company and did work for like Lennar and Syntex and all these national home builders, national home builders. They would do all the finish out work for these guys. And I mean, he ended up running 30 plus crews and just took over the market, did extremely well. And so they would, you know, they would go on vacations and go back home to Mexico, and they'd go visit family. And I'll never forget, they moved to Indiana for some reason, and we were Indianapolis. That was so sad. But then they moved back. It's kind of like leaving Huntsville and coming back. You just can't. You got to come back. And the cool thing about all this was, Denise, when they would leave. Now, see, now that I fast forward, I don't know if my dad made it sounded like we had permission, but I think if you had permission to go to your neighbor's house and swim in their pool, they would probably leave you a key, right? Wouldn't they? See, don't you think?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, you would think they would leave you a key, Denise.
Or maybe it wasn't necessarily permission, but you didn't not have permission.
Well, here's the deal. I just told you that Mr. Hernandez did like lockouts and the trim and all that stuff. It's kind of like a plumber don't want to deal with their own plumbing. All right, those kind of deals. Well, for some reason, their garage door, he never put like the door he had the door knob, but he didn't have he had the door knob on it, and they would lock that, but they didn't have the deadbolt, so it was just a hole. You know what I'm talking about? So here's where I'm going. I never thought about this until this morning. I remember when they would go out of town, we'd go over there and go swimming in their pool, and they had a little deck around it and all that. But I remember my dad asking me, he said, well, they said we could come over here, but we don't have a key. I remember this now, and now it makes sense. He goes, and my hand won't fit through that hole, so can you reach in there and unlock that for me? And I just started thinking about that. We probably didn't have permission to go over there. Because why would they not leave a key? And then would they tell my dad, y'all can go swimming, but ask your son to reach through the hole and unlock the door so you can get into our swimming pool?
I mean, if they really didn't want you to, they would have blocked that off. They wouldn't have let you get in there.
So it all makes sense now. Boy, my dad was so good. He just knew how to pull strings and get the job done.
That's all right.
There was a fun time. It was one of those days where we were at HEB. All right, I can't share the full story because I love my daddy and I miss him. But there was a fun story one time, and I can't repeat what my dad said, so I'll paraphrase it. But we were frustrated. Dad was frustrated. There was, you go to like our HEB. I love our HEB. Don't ever complain about our HEB here. Please don't complain about how busy it is because it's really not that busy compared to other places. Go to the Willis HEB. Go to the Georgetown, Texas HEB, which I think is one of the largest HEBs in the state now. Their True Texas barbecue's 2 stories.
Oh, jeez.
And I went in there, and I absolutely did. I don't like to use the word hate, but I hated it. It just wasn't my old HEB I grew up at. Oh. It's all new. I'm like, I don't want all this new stuff, man. Bring back. I don't like using the word ghetto because I just think that people misuse that word because it has a very serious connotation if you go back to World War II. But people in town called that the ghetto HEB, the old one. And that's where we all went. We loved that HEB, man. Zach, please, buddy, I love Zach here in Huntsville at our HEB. I mean, build the parking lot. He's got to build the parking lot, but just leave the old HEB the way it is. I love that little thing. You walk in and you know where everything is, and you can get in and out. And if you're going to go, oh, it's too hard to get around to Huntsville HEB, get the HEB app. Have you done this before?
That is my best friend. Yes.
But here's the deal. If you want to save a few bucks, because you really do, they mark it up just a teeny weeny.
Yes.
Just a little beanie weenie.
Yes.
Little itsy bitsy teeny weeny beanie weenie.
It's worth my time.
I ate those this weekend, by the way.
The beanie weenies?
Yeah, they're so
I
cheap.
couldn't tell you last time I had a beanie weenie.
I'm gonna bring some for Cinco de Mayo, girl. But no, the app you can go on there and you can do a shopping list, and their app is so good. So if you go shop, it tells you where to go.
Yeah,
and
as you what aisle it's on, and
and it's in. It's not like you don't say chronological order because that's like a time, but whatever that order would be compared to chronological, that's the way it's laid out, and you just go like this,
which is how I shop anyways, and it's the same reason that I do not like to go shopping with my sister, even if we have the list. She starts here, and then we go over there, and then we come back over here, and then we'll go up and down. You know what? Maybe we forgot something over here, and it's just all over the place. 10 minutes in, I'm like, I'm tired of you. I'll wait for you in the car. I can't. We cannot shop together.
10 minutes in, you're like, you can go celebrate Cinco de Mayo on your own because I'm going.
I love you, sister, but no. And she knows that. I'm like, what are we going for? I need to know specifically. What are we looking for?
I agree. And with our children, we got a 20. How many? Tara knows. I found out. I didn't even know Tara has children. You know, I knew, but I didn't know she had 5 children.
Oh, I didn't know she had 5.
Tara Burnett in the house this morning. I will know 6 grandbabies, 5 children. That's 11. That's 11 of them. You got to figure out Christmas for. Well, man, Tara Burnett joining us here in just a few moments. Hearts Veterans Museum, by the way.
Yay!
But I'm sitting here thinking, man, like, don't be complaining about our HEB. I don't even know why I started talking about HEB.
I don't know.
I don't remember either. But don't complain about our HEB.
I like HEB.
It's good. Now, can I say I went across the highway? I told Zach the other day when I went in there. Zach's the store director. I said, hey, Bubba, because it's Huntsville. I said, hey, Bubba, I cheated on you. That didn't sound good. Hey, Bubba. What do you mean, man? I said, I went to the K across the street, man. He goes, well, there. And you know what I love about it? He goes, no, they got a nice store, man. I go in there every once in a while. I was like, really? He goes, yeah, I go in there great once in a while. And I said, man, I just had to get something quick. But, brother, you know, those fancy-looking places cost you a fancy little piece in your wallet.
See, now that parking lot I don't enjoy.
I don't mind it. I like the store's beautiful. I like the entrance and all that stuff. It's cool. And then you walk in. But it's just, I'm not hating on it because we lift up on this show. But, man, that K cost some money. The only thing they got in there that was cheap was them little Hot Wheel cars for 75 cents a car.
You got to shop. Just if I'm going there, it's because I'm shopping like specific coupon or their specials.
If I'm going, it's like I'm going because I don't feel like going across town and we live over there. Not hating on them. Nice people, though. But I compared shopped. Is that how you say it? Comparatively shopped or whatever. I did some shopping comparison. There we go. It took a while to get it out. And I was like, it was like $20 more for the same things over there than over there at the HEB. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to do your Cinco de Mayo shopping today, you better get on down to where here everything is better. You know what I'm saying? HEB. Do have some breaking news this morning. Our friend Bridget Maloney. Do you know Bridget?
I know Bridget.
Bridget Maloney has officially joined the law firm. Breaking news. If you've been watching this show, I have a cousin with the last name of Thumb, Thumm. My last name is Hip. Speaking of HEB, Howard Edward Butt, I think. B-U-T-T is the last name of the HEB company. We have got a hold of the HEB family. And breaking news this morning.
Oh, God.
The law firm.
I should have known this was going to turn into a joke.
Breaking news right here. You've heard it first. We have been working around the clock. I've been not pursuing my legal degree. I didn't want to say anything that will get me in trouble with some sort of an entity in the state of Texas. I have not been pursuing. Again, I have not been pursuing my degree. But breaking news this morning. Don't look, Denise. Hold on. Breaking news. Hope we're coming through. I didn't even check our audio. I guess we are.
Someone would have said something.
Good night. We would have been on 17 minutes and no audio. Goodness. People would have been like, this show is an app. 503 episodes. I'm done. All right. Breaking news. It is now unofficial. The Hip, Butt, and Law Firm here to serve you. There we go.
Hip, butt, and thumb.
Hip, Butt, and Thumb Law Firm. We're gonna combine my cousin, me, and HEB, and there we go. The Hip, Butt, and Thumb Law Firm. I AI'd our image. It doesn't look anything like me. That kind of looks like me.
Yeah.
The guy in the middle, that's him.
I would say y'all are related.
This guy in the middle,
That's the actual HEB
That's
guy?
him. That's HEB right there in the middle, Mr. Butt himself. I wonder if you had the hip button, no bull butter, right? Because butter, no butter. Now, I AI'd a bunch of really funny slogans for the law firm.
God.
Can't mention them.
Yeah.
The way the AI came back, can't mention them. You just let this little thing right here between these two ears kind of float out there, and you let it it's like a sponge. Whatever pops in there, you just think about what the Hip Button law firm represents, and you just let it go. And then this on the right is my cousin. He looks really sophisticated. He looks like and it's in the order hip, butt, thumb.
Yeah.
It is unofficial. We have not obtained our legal degree, and so call us for entertainment purposes only. And we will be glad to have you on. The other breaking news was I mentioned our friend Bridget Maloney. Bridget, if you're on this morning, wanted to call you out today. Bridget has officially joined the unofficial law firm. And if you're friends with Bridget on Facebook, she had texted me the other day, and I had no idea about this. If you go to her Facebook page and you go to her about, hold on. More breaking news. Boy, this is a great news day here on Good Morning Huntsville. Breaking news. Here's Bridget's profile.
Yep.
Look what it says right there. Except she didn't know that my cousin was THUMM. She has officially put her job title as the law offices of Hip, Butt, and Thumb, works at Community Volunteer. So she is a community volunteer and involved with Hip, Butt, and Thumb Law Firm, unofficially. Well, officially part of the unofficial law firm.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some sort of law that says you can't say you're a lawyer if you're not legal.
Sure
Yeah.
that there is. Yes.
It's like a doctor.
I'm very sure of that.
Here's the thing though, can you give yourself the title of doctor without actually getting a doctor? I'm assuming
I mean, everybody gets all the celebrities that get the
honorary.
So, I mean, basically, I don't see why not.
How cool would that be? Like,
maybe you just need a doctor to give you the honorary title. Is that a rule?
That'd be so legit if we called you Dr. Olivas. Like, that's got a good ring to it. Like, oh man, I'm not feeling good. Who are you going to go? Man, I'm going to see Dr. Olivas. It just has a good, it sounds like
I feel like I would be one of those doctors that's like, no, call me Dr. Denise.
Dr. D. Dr. Denise, you better call her.
Dr. D Nice.
See, there you go. D Nice. But I'm just thinking that's just got a good ring to it. Dr. Olivas. It's just Olivas. Come on, man.
Hey, doc. Yes. Me? No.
Let's get healthy. Come on, man. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. And then you'll give me some sort of medicine. We'll be good to go. There is an unofficial doctor in Huntsville, by the way. Do you know who he is? I guess you can use that title.
Who's the unofficial doctor?
Let me just give you a hint. It is something that on some days you'll see it up in the sky. What do you see on some days up in the sky? It's a hint. Some days, a lot of days, most days you would probably see this in the sky. It's not a sun, it's not stars, not the moon. It's daytime, and it could be at nighttime too. It's just harder to see at nighttime. And sometimes in the morning when they're really low, you see them. You drive through them. Are you picking up what I'm putting down yet?
The clouds?
Yes, okay. There's an unofficial doctor in Huntsville that has something to do with that word you just said.
Cloud.
Cloud what? Rhymes with fine.
Cloud 9.
Cloud 9. Dr.
There's
Blaine.
a doctor in there.
That's Dr. Blaine, unofficial doctor. Not FDA approved on his supplements, but they work. He makes, he makes his own supplements up in that mug. Oh. That's why I like Mondays when you're here, because you know how we throw it down, like up in that mug. Do you ever say that?
I do.
Do you really? See, I do it, Denise. You and I, man. Man, we click like my old Click Computers company. That was my company's name, but Click Computers, man.
Oh.
Yeah. Up in that mug. Nobody uses that phrase except you and I.
Me and my sister still say a lot of like old, and I'm like, We gotta. It still works. I feel like everything comes back around. So we're like cool again every few years.
I want to hear Tara Burnett like talking about the Hearts Veteran Museum, and she's like, "Y'all come on and visit us up in this mug." That'd be so legit, wouldn't it? Like rename the storm shelter to the mug. Like, man, y'all come up on this mug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I'm feeling it this morning.
Next time they have an event, just gotta promote it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, just put on the flyer, be like, come join us on Saturday morning up in this mug, and we'll know what you're talking about, But you got to make it sound super like really not like homey like you and I.
No.
But you'd be like, come visit us up in this mug,
Maybe they'll have like a coffee, something like for breakfast. Next time you'll do the breakfast stuff. Because then you coffee mug.
Speaking of,
speaking
up in this mug, real quick, we're going to take a break in a minute. Tara Burnett here with us. I promise we're going to do our official intro. We want to welcome you in. Bridget and I decided to go to Texas Roadhouse on Sunday after church. We were looking around. We said, where are we going to go eat? We go to a lot of different places. Sometimes we'll go to City Hall Cafe. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we'll drive all the way to Conroe. We found some hole-in-the-wall barbecue trailer that is so good. It's so good I can't even remember the name of it right now. And then we went on, Billy and I went to Fiesta Taqueria. We have so many great places to eat around here. I'm I'm kind of not livid, but I'm sad that Sandra's Kitchen is no more.
Yeah.
That really hurts me because I used to go there and get breakfast tacos, and her mama made handmade tortillas. Mm-hmm. Is that handmade? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Homemade tortillas. Some people say homemade.
Homemade.
Yeah, like what's homemade? Have you ever heard people say that? Oh, I'm gonna get some homemade. I'm like, what is homemade? You gonna get you gonna get half the made or the homemade?
The whole.
It's the homemade.
The whole thing.
But we went. I wanted to shout out real quick Anthony Antonides over Texas Roadhouse. Man, he's the managing partner over there. He and his wife Kara are just wonderful people. And man, we ended up having a good 15-minute conversation, just chatting about Huntsville and the good things happening. And he said, obviously we're a national brand, but he goes, man, we're so committed to local. And we brought up Tara's name and the Hearts Veterans Museum, and we brought up many other organizations. And so I wanted to encourage, here's a little inspiration this morning, because I know everybody says, hey, support local, support local, support. Yes, support local. And when you're supporting even a Texas Roadhouse, even though they're a national brand, you're supporting local people who work there. They're local people. I met a young man named Cade that's over there, Sam Houston State University student. Mm-hmm. Very humble young boy. He knew how to upsell. He ought to be over at Wiesner. He's like, you sure you don't want to get the shrimp with that steak and chicken? I was like, brother, I already got steak and chicken, man. I don't need another protein, man. Chill out. He was upselling like crazy. And then he didn't realize, do you drink sodas? Mm-hmm. Okay. See another word, no limit soda. Because that's instead of soldier. No limit soda. You picking up what we're putting down. I'm a no limit soda, man. And I love Coke Zero. And I love Dr. Pepper Zero. Mm. And you know what I put in that soda? Mm. Lemon. You ever take a lemon and squeeze it in your soda?
There's usually something else in there, but yeah.
But have you really, though?
Yes.
Do you like lemon?
I don't drink a whole lot of soda, but yes, I have had that. That's refreshing.
Do you like lime? Mm-hmm. Do you like Tara's over here? When I said lemon, she goes, I'm going to tell you what, though. My grandmother got me putting lemon in sodas back in the day. And so I did. I asked Kate. I said, hey, bring me a Coke Zero with a lemon. He goes, with a lemon? I said, dude, you better try it. You better quit acting like you think it's all bad. You don't even know, bro. Up in this mug. And he brought it, and then here he goes again. It didn't even cost him anything. He's upselling me on the soda now. He's like, why don't you go ahead and put a lime in it, too? You got a good one, Anthony. So
you're right.
Hey, 503 is the place to be here on a very magnificent Non-Mimosa Monday. We want to welcome you into another episode of Good Morning Huntsville, where we promote, celebrate, uplift the good in our community. A lot happening over the weekend. We don't get political, but the bond did not pass. At least one part of that, the bond didn't pass, but another part of the voting passed, which is good. Yes. And I posted this yesterday. Man, can we just get along? I had some messages come into my inbox of people telling me like, well, I can't believe you. It's okay to support things, and it's okay not to support things. We can still be friends.
Yeah.
And I appreciate one lady who watches this show, and I think the world of her. She commented and she said, I support your work and your show, but I don't support the bond, and I didn't think taxpayers had to pay for it. That's great.
That's fine.
That's cool. You know, man, that is perfectly okay. My neighbor and I had a very civil discussion. No golf balls, no golf clubs, no baseball bats. You know, he's got a bat there at his front door. It's got a little meat and hair on it because he uses that thing quite a bit. You know, didn't use it on me. I'm just kidding. But we all got along. And so here's the cool thing. When things like this don't happen, we still need to come together. We need to find, but I'm a big proponent of, we need to make sure that we've got quality education, quality health care in any community. And Huntsville's working towards that. And I fully support HMH, and not just because they were here hanging out with us, but we got to know many good people. I never knew Joe Shorey before this show. I knew Patrick Shannon, but I didn't know him as much as I know him now. I didn't know that he served 35 plus years in the Army Reserves. You know, a man serving our country right there, and he's the CEO of the hospital. I didn't know people like Brittany Lawson, who came on and shared her story that she grew up in this area and, you know, is raising her family here. Dr. Antwi, I didn't know his story about how he came from Africa when he was young and came and got a degree in medicine and then moved back to Huntsville because he wanted to be here. Yep. Ladies like Susan, who actually works in our nursery here at the church too. She's over at HMH. And so I got to meet so many wonderful people. And whether you supported it or not, you know what? Just let's find ways to get along and figure out now that this didn't go through, let's find a way to make something that can go through. And I understand the argument. A lot of people saying this shouldn't ride on the backs of taxpayers. And you know what? I agree with some things. I agree that our taxes need to take a chill pill once in a while. But I did the math on this one. And for me, even though we're struggling financially, like so many families, and I mean that genuinely, I'm not just saying it to try to relate. Like, we are genuinely, you know, having a difficult time, like a lot of people. And I don't mind admitting that, but we're getting through it. You know why? Because I have faith in the Lord, and he's going to pull us through. But this was one of those things for me that I looked at, and I said, I did the math. And some guy was like, well, not everybody has a $50,000 house like you. And I was like, well, I live in Elkins. I wish my house was $50,000. That would be awesome. I'd be so happy if it was. But I did the math, and it would have ended up costing us, I think the math that I looked at would have been around, on the high end, $300 a year, which that's quite a bit. It adds up. But if you break it down monthly, it's not too bad. But then I also factored in all the growth that's coming, the hundreds of homes that are being built, and that's even going to lower that tax rate.
But if you look at, because it gives you, if you look on your taxes, it gives you a breakdown of what you're paying for each thing. The percentage that you're paying on the hospital portion versus HISD versus city
which
versus
is over
county,
40%.
It is. I mean, the hospital portion is nothing.
Yeah, it's like 4%. I think something like that.
So,
but again, it's all good. I love you people. Whoever disagreed, agreed.
Yeah.
I just didn't appreciate some of the messages that I got, and those are the one. And those are nobody that's active on this show. Those are the ones that like get on that old good, bad, and sad, and I'm gonna rip you up and downtown ugly. And the cool thing about social media is there's a cool little button that says block, and you just go.
Yep, you sure can.
And you know, I run the Huntsville, Texas News and Events group. I've got 2 other people that volunteer to help me with that. That's grown to over 30,000 members. It's the largest group now on Facebook for Huntsville. It's grown tremendously because we stay away from a lot of that. We just post the news and events, and we promote a little bit of business in there. And I had comments that were or posts that were against it, and I approved it. You know, in fact, our friend Clay Talsworth, who we miss, he had posted something and it didn't go through right away. So he DM'd me and he's like, "Hey man, I got a pending post," and I approved it. You know, I wasn't blocking people from talking that didn't support it. You know, so anyways, just a few comments on that. But everything's good, and I think this is going to be great because we've started the discussion, if anything. And now we know that there is a need, obviously,
Yes,
but we got to figure out the best way to have that need met. And I know Patrick has already done phenomenal things. As you see, the leapfrog rating for hospital safety go from a D to an A. There's not many hospitals that have that A rating around this area, by the way. And so Patrick's doing incredible work, and under his leadership and that team that they have, I believe that the best is still yet to come.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And that's my inspiration for you this morning, friends. If you're going through a season, and I'm not relating this to the bond or the hospital, I'm just saying in general, if you're going through a season, man, you could be in the darkest valley of your life right now. I've always said, though, it's okay to be in the valley sometimes. It really is, because, man, once you get on top of that mountain, the air gets pretty thin. You get altitude sickness. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's okay, but I'm going to tell you what, you know, just think about this and have this mindset. One, as a believer, I say you got to put your faith in the Lord. That's just first and foremost. But secondly, just believe that the best is yet to come. You have to believe that. And I believe if, one, you put your faith in the Lord, and two, you believe that the best is yet to come, that it's going to inspire you to find ways to move forward. Man, we have all been in a season where we've lost somebody. We've been in a broken relationship. We've had somebody come at us. There's been, Lord knows, there's been tons of stuff, especially Jason Bay here at first told me, he said, man, as soon as you get into ministry, get ready. He said, buckle up, cowboy. And he was right. But when you stay rooted in your faith and when you look to the future, everything is all good. And so that's my encouragement this morning, no matter what you're going through. Remember how blessed we are to be in Huntsville, that we can have good discussions and good conversations, and that we can all get along. Ignore the internet because that is a minority. And I'm not saying that to disrespect that group of people who are always seem to be negative. But it's a very small part of this community. The larger part is people want to help you. They're here to help you. I can't recall one time where I've been out recently where somebody's just upset me here in Huntsville. To be honestly, in public, you know, it's easy to go out in public and get upset. I've seen so much stuff good. The other day, a lady dropped a bunch of stuff at the store. There's like 5 people rushing to help her pick it up. I've been in communities where that don't happen.
No, everybody just,
Like,
just
they
keep on
do
walking.
this. Oh, check it out. Look at this thing viral.
Oh, yes.
All right, lady. Man, look at the bags down there, girl. Pick them up, you know.
Yep.
We don't do that in Huntsville. No. So we're going to take a break. Big shout out to Elliot's Jewelers. Elliot Herzlich. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com for all your jewelry needs. And a special thank you, as always, here on this Monday to our friends at Walker County Federal Credit Union. Denise Olivas joining us. Tara Burnett patiently waiting. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. Let us know you're out there. Do us a favor. Like and share this broadcast so that we can continue promoting the good in our community. We'll be back in a brief moment. Stay with us. It's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Don't go anywhere, please.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 $100,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover tomorrow's promise Montessori schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life. This is KHSP-LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Jason Bay, the pastor at First Baptist Church, Huntsville, and you're listening to Spirit Radio, the spirit of Huntsville.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
To the Bearcats, pride runs deep and strong. In Huntsville, Texas, we sing our song. With love and hospitality, we open up our doors. In this beautiful town, blessings we explore. Sting of Hornets.
Low 64 degrees this morning as you are waking up. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Morning, Huntsville. Sometimes I get lazy when I talk. I just kind of let it ride on out there in the sunset. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tara's like, what did I get into this morning? Poor Tara's been waiting. She's been waiting to get on the show here for like 15 minutes, and I was probably in 20 minutes now. She got things to do. Good to see you, Tara. So good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Always love seeing you. Beautiful as always.
Well, thank you.
I love your earrings this morning.
Thank you.
I like it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you were enjoying us taking you back a little bit, right, earlier?
Oh yeah, I felt like I was back in high school. It was great. It was legit, Rob. It was legit.
Too legit. You ready? Too legit. Y'all were singing it, and then the best part is like dun dun dun. What was the other one? There was I'm bad. Dun, 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 dun. What is that song? EMF. You remember all them? Dun, 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 dun. I can't even think of what it is now. Oh, you're unbelievable. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tara, what was your word of choice back in the day? Now, it's got to be family friendly.
Oh. Well, you got to remember, so I graduated in 91.
Okay.
So we were in the beginning of the hip hop,
okay.
And it was stuff that you could not repeat on this show.
Little Easy-E back in the day.
Well, yes, and the Beastie Boys were huge back then, and then we went through the Madonna and the Prince and Wham, and I mean you had from one extreme to another. We listened to everything, but that's back when they played the top 40 and you had your little cassette and you were trying to get it in between of the in between of the commercials so you could put your mixtape together to play.
That's where you honed your reflexes.
That's right. Hand-eye coordination before we had all the video games.
That's where you started ripping off the recording industry before it was a before
That's
it was
right.
a known thing. You would record. You'd record, and then if you were cheap like me and you didn't have I almost said a pot to do something in. My dad used to say that if you didn't have much money, you had like the cheap recorder, and it was so cheap that whenever you hit record, the magnet didn't go up all the way on the tape, and so you could hear the previous recording behind it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, mine was cheap, so you would always hear in the background because you'd record over the tape.
Well, it's kind of like when you would buy the cassette tapes and they would break the plastic things out so you couldn't record over them. So then you'd learn how to tape over it.
Yep.
That's it. Man,
stuff a little bit of paper so the tape wouldn't fall back in.
Oh, this is so good. Let's just talk about this all day, man. I love this. Young people, I got something to tell y'all young people. I mean, there was things that happened. Okay, look, I'm always positive, right? But I'm going to be a little bit if you didn't grow up with some of this stuff, don't act like you know all about it, please.
That's right.
Like, I get so annoyed with kids now, the Nintendo. I'm like, y'all don't even know what a Nintendo was. When you say Nintendo, they're thinking a Wii. No, man, I'm talking 8-bit, and then you got to go back to the trash 80, TRS 80, Radio Shack. That was the old black and white computer, had the old big 5 1/4 floppies, no hard drive, and you had to program. They sent you a book on how to write your own programs to program the computer.
Yeah. Well, I remember when we got the first computers in the school, it was one computer, and everybody had to take turns, and all it had Oregon Trail with the green light. That's all we worried about was staying alive on Oregon Trail.
That computer is how Apple got. That was the Apple IIe, the old green screen.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny you mentioned this. 'Cause I'm a big computer IT nerd, even though I don't know much about it anymore like I used to. But I'm going to tell you, I watched that Steve Jobs movie with Ashton Kutcher just 2 days ago. And it's funny we're talking about this. And, man, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I got on ChatGPT and I'm like, come up with an idea that nobody's ever come up with before, like Steve Jobs, that's going to make me a billionaire. And it starts spitting out all this stuff. And then I said, are you sure that stuff doesn't exist? And it's like, upon second thought, you're right. This stuff does exist. I'm like, I don't know how to predict the future.
There you go.
Jerk. I was going to use AI to,
to get rich.
Yeah, to try to Steve Jobs myself, but it didn't work out. So, well, Tara Burnett's here from Hart's Veterans Museum, the executive director. We were over there for the voting on Saturday. We got typical hip family fashion. The voting ends at 7. We got there at like 6:53. But I wanted to mention after the voting, it was a really cool opportunity for my children to see a lot around. You'll have the little tank out in the breezeway. They didn't want to get out of that tank, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it's a great photo op.
So Bridget got some photos there. But then after that, my little boy is almost 2. He'll be 2 in July, and he points up at the jet that's out there, the fighter jet or whatever. He goes, it's the airplane. And then he's like, helicopter. It was an helicopter, but he got it.
Oh, yeah.
And so Tara, we walked around. Y'all have such a wonderful facility out there. I know we joke around and cut up on the show, but the serious part of the conversation is y'all do such wonderful things for veterans. And with the displays that y'all have out there at the museum, it gave me an opportunity to teach my children a little bit about some things that I know. And then walking and seeing where it said, the Vietnam, y'all have the walkway out there, and it says like the Vietnam Memorial Walkway or whatever. And I thought of my dad immediately, and I kind of teared up. But that's the importance of the museum. And so we don't forget. We don't forget not just our loved ones, but we don't forget what I always call the selfless sacrifice of so many that have served so that we can be here and cut up and have fun on a show like this. That's something as simple as this because of folks that came before us. And this is very, very minuscule. This is nothing compared to the freedoms that we have here in this country.
Right. Well, we're so blessed and so honored to have such a patriotic community that supports the museum and supports what we do and continues to help us to grow. We don't get federal funding or state funding, so everything that we do is through donations and generosity of our community. So having all the cool displays outside is what tends to bring a lot of people in, but then once they come into the museum, they realize that our museum is about the man and woman behind the uniform. So we have all the cool guns and helmets and uniforms and, all the different things that they've used throughout the years. But my veterans that are there doing the tours, all of us that have learned their stories throughout the year, that's what makes the whole tour in the museum so special is we focus on the people that gave us those freedoms and provide those freedoms for us still to these days, so it's important. It's important. And we don't skip any history. There's a lot of people that come in and some people will get offended about the World War II, the Nazi paraphernalia that we have in there. And some people get upset about the Holocaust section we have in there. And, we can't. We're not going to rewrite history.
No.
We tell the story as the story has happened, and we have smaller or younger age students that come through, and there are areas that we skip because they're very graphic, and teachers and parents aren't ready to teach that yet. So we just bypass that area and go on. But we really focus with the junior high through high school and older children to help them understand why we are the way we are and why we're so blessed to have all the freedoms that we have.
Tell you, we went through, I've been over there numerous times. We went through with HLI class too, and it was the one time that I said, all right, I'm going to go into the Holocaust part of the museum over there. I teared up. I was weeping, kind of uncontrollably for a few minutes. And I just kind of went over to the corner to myself because I thought about, boy, that's unfortunate that it's a part of our history, but it is. And those things need to be shared and told because we never want to repeat that. And you're exactly right, Tara. So many times people just want to just say, well, that happened and it was bad, so we're just going to kind of put that we're going to hit the block button. We're going to hit the filter button, right? We're going to filter only good things or only this, and we're just going to uncheck that box.
Right.
And friends, we can't uncheck those boxes. Those boxes are there and they happened, and we need to know about it. And as children get older and they're of an age to where they can understand and be able to be taught that, they need to know about it. Young people need to know about it because we don't ever want to go back to those days.
That's right. That's right. You don't, and it's sad. It's really sad, the things that you see, especially when our men and women go to war. They're prepared. We train them on how to fight, how to use their equipment, how to do all of these things. But there's no way to really prepare any human being for what they see and what they experience in war and in other countries. Things that are acceptable in other countries and things that happen on a daily basis in other countries, you don't ever expect to see that. They're not exposed to that here. And so a lot of them come home with a lot of what we call invisible wounds. And, some of them will never share the things that they saw over there. And that's their prerogative to do, but a lot of the veterans have to get it out.
Yeah.
They have to talk about it and they have to share it. But we're very, we try to always talk to our teachers and the tours that are coming through ahead of time and say, hey, is there something you're studying in school? Are you reading Diary of Anne Frank? Are you learning about World War II? Are you, and we focus the tour on what they're learning about. If they say, no, we want the whole overview of everything, then that's what we do. So, we get a lot of foreign visitors. Tons of people come in from Germany and Europe, and and they're like, well, we were going from Dallas to Houston. We saw the big signs, and we did a U-turn, and we came back. And so we get a lot of foreign visitors, but they're just amazed. They take a ton of pictures. We let them put the helmets on, and we're a teaching museum, so we want them to pick it up and experience it. And of course, we want them to wait till we're there to assist them. But we want them to experience what it was really about.
Terry, you mentioned something earlier that's so important, because we get to see, many of us see one side of a person. I'll take my father, for example. There's a lot of pain that he had and PTSD that he dealt with, obviously, that he unfortunately had to deal with because of what he saw and what he was ordered to do. He only opened up to me a few times about some of it, and I can understand some of the things that my dad struggled with throughout his life. And praise the Lord, he's free now, and he doesn't have to struggle with those things. He was a Christian. I believe he's in heaven right now with the Lord because of what he believed and his relationship. But there was things on this earth that he definitely had a hard time dealing with, and I think for him, the VFW was an outlet. Unfortunately, and just to be transparent, alcohol was an outlet for him, and it is for so many others as well. And I'll never, ever, ever hold that against my father because I could never imagine what he went through. There was a story that he told me. He operated a gun on USS Goldsboro in Vietnam, and so he was right there, and they were literally, he told me a story that they were ordered because, and this is terrible, but it gave me a perspective as I got older when my dad told me this to understand why he struggled with some of the things that he struggled with. And we'll never know the full things. But he told me that they were ordered to shoot some boats that had families and children on them because they would strap bombs to those family members or those children. And he said they just couldn't risk those boats coming in and to be put in that situation.
Right.
How could you cope with that? And that's why it's so important to have places that people can go and talk. It's why it's important that we have an American Legion or a VFW post because these guys need to talk. And I know that you have shared, not obviously the conversations, but you have shared that you've had conversations with people to help them through situations because they just needed somebody to talk to,
Yeah, we do that a lot at the museum. So when Charlotte built the museum, she always envisioned a home away from home for veterans. She wanted it to be a safe place for them to come, have a cup of coffee, visit with each other, and let those things out. Because a lot of times they will talk to each other about those things, especially if they found out they served in specific areas at specific times. They know that other person experienced what they experienced. So she envisioned that when she first put the concept of the museum together, and it has just grown throughout the years. It has helped heal a lot of people. A lot of times when we get visitors in, especially my Vietnam veterans, they will come in, they go around to the Vietnam section, and they get triggered, and it'll be a full meltdown. But we go out of our way to, we take a class called Mental Health First Aid that's offered through Tri-County. It gives us tools and things to be able to talk with them, settle everything down, slow things down, offer them resources and programs that we know are available for them. But I go through those programs. I make my staff go through those programs. I ask my volunteers to go through those programs. That way we're prepared when things like that happen, because it happens a lot. You can drive by that museum day or night, and there's going to be somebody parked in front of that Vietnam Wall in the back, because someone out of that 58,000, they know, and they'll sit there and just, pray or get angry or cry or smile and laugh and remember the good times. I have to police the wall because, the inmates come and mow our grass and weed eat, and they do an outstanding job helping us take care of that. But people leave mementos at the wall, just like they do at the one in D.C. So there'll be coins, because certain coins mean they served with them, certain coins they were family members, certain coins they were there when they died, things like that. But then they'll leave things like shot glasses or many things of liquor or flowers and crosses. And so we just police it and make sure that anything that's out there isn't going to affect, the security of the correctional staff that come out there with the inmates. But
I didn't even think about that.
Yes. So, but I mean, it's a very moving addition to the museum. And, the Vietnam Veterans Welcome Home Dinner that we do every year has just grown, and people look forward to it because they get to see each other again. That place is just really special, and it was Charlotte's dream, and we just try to keep it growing by offering the counseling and all the different things that we do there for free at the museum, by partnering with DAV and Tri-County, and now we have the Spring Vet Center coming up out of Harris County doing specialized counseling. So all different kinds of things to help our veterans out.
That's great. They're coming up out of the mug. They're coming up out of that mug into our mug over here.
They're bringing that Harris County money with them, which is good.
They're bringing that that HCO mug. You know what I'm saying? Well, Tara, this community, I've said it so many times, and I don't care if I'll repeat myself, because I love that Huntsville and Walker County is so connected to veterans. I just love that. I love that. I love how patriotic this area is, because we need to honor those that have served and that are serving now, and those that will serve in the future. And that's what this county's about. I've never been anywhere in the country that has embraced the veteran society as much as this county has, or the veteran folks as much as this county has. And we've had several people. You've known countless people, Tara. I've known several here in Huntsville. One of them is Randy, who we lost, who had Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine, and just loved Randy. And then today we're going to talk about our friend who we miss very dearly, Clay Talsworth.
Yes.
We just hated to lose Clay, and he was such a tremendous guy. He loved to make people laugh, and he did that because of the things that he saw. You spoke at his service, Tara, and it teared me up, because I know that you and him, you had mentioned during his service that you and him had very serious, deep conversations, and so it gave you an understanding of why he wants to cheer everybody else up. And so we just want to lift him up, and his family, and Katie and his family. Katie's so wonderful, and his son, and we wanted to give back a little bit. You guys did. And tell us what's coming up on Saturday. I'm really excited about this.
So on Saturday, it was such a tragedy to lose Clay, and anytime a family loses a loved one, the financial strain can get overwhelming. Yeah. Bills are still due. assets may get froze. You're waiting on paperwork to be able to file paperwork it's a process. But in the meantime, life still goes on. So, his service, his celebration of life, I'd choose to call it a celebration of life because that's what we did. We laughed and we told stories and we shared the good in Clay. And I hope that Will and Katie and their families got comfort out of knowing how we saw Clay.
And you know what? I don't want to cut you off. I wanted to mention one thing, though. At his memorial service, there was people from every walk of life.
Oh, yes.
Every single walk of life.
Yes.
And, boy, if we could all have that legacy, Denise, of meeting people everywhere. That's what Clay did. He didn't care if you were here or there or everywhere. He was just a friend to everybody. We saw it all over at that memorial. So I told someone that. I looked around. In fact, his friend that kind of officiated that service, I remember telling him, I said, brother, isn't this great? He goes, what are you talking about? I said, how many different people from different walks of life are here? Everybody you could have imagined was at that memorial service.
Oh, yeah. And he even, some of his guys that he served with from Fort Hood, there was a whole group of them that came over, and that speaks a lot about how he was while he was serving in our military. It's a lot for them to drive to a fellow brother's service, and to come and show their support. But I was proud to see that. And from what I understand, there's a group of them that they've been reaching out about coming to what we're talking about on Saturday. So a group of his friends decided they wanted to do a motorcycle ride. We tend to do that in the veteran community when something goes wrong. Everybody wants to load up and go for a bike ride. Well, so we wired it all together with the help of the American Legion. We'll start out there. Your great friend, the Huntsville Brisketeer, Kyle will be cooking for us, and so the bikes will leave out. We'll start registration at 8:30. Last bike out by 10. They'll take a beautiful route. They'll go down to Honor Cafe in Conroe. They'll stop at Monty's Lighthouse on the lake. And then they'll wrap around to Drifters in Richards, and we'll end back up at the Legion at 3 o'clock. So during the day, we'll be selling brisket plates, and I think he's doing brisket, pork butts, and sausage. Of course, beans, potato salads, all the fixins. So we'll be selling those, and we will have them to go if you don't want to hang around or don't have time to hang around at the Legion. Stacy Lawler's going to be DJing for us, so that's always fun. I'm sure he'll break out the karaoke. But believe me, you do not want me karaokeing, so I will be taking lots of pictures and videos. I will not be singing.
Stacy will be like, all right, stage number 7. It's Paul. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it is bad. It is bad. Usually there's lots of alcohol involved if you see me karaokeing.
We'll know what to look for, Sarah.
Oh, it'll be a show, all right. But no, we're just we're gonna have a silent auction, and we are still collecting items. So if anybody wants to donate anything for that, just reach out to me on Facebook or call the museum, or just about everybody's got my phone number, so they can find me one way or another. But it's just to show some love and support, to help them be able to take care of things that are still coming in, and to lift them up in a really bad time. So, just hugging them and loving on them, that's what we try to do.
I love that, Tara. It's so good. Again, this gets underway at what time again? At 8:30, is that right?
So registration for the motorcycles. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. So we had so many people that don't have motorcycles that wanted to go on the ride. And so we opened it up. So if you got a Jeep or you got a convertible or you just want to drive around in whatever, you're welcome to do so. I know we have several Jeeps and different vehicles that will be around. It's such a pretty drive. Maybe you need to call Rick and Kay and get one of the T-Birds.
Well, Billy, that would be. Billy and I were actually talking about this. Greg has the Jeep, and we were talking about getting the Jeep and coming out and being a part of that.
Oh yeah, I mean it's going to be a beautiful ride. So I want to say for the motorcycles, it's $20 for the motorcycle, $10 for the passenger, and then if you go in a vehicle, it's just $25 per vehicle. So however many ride, and keep in mind all that money is going to go back to the family. And and there are prizes at the end because each place you stop, you draw a card, and we
cool.
write it on your bracelet, and then whoever has best hand when you get back will have prizes and fun things for the best hand, and we always have a fun prize for the worst hand, and we try to have a good time because that's what Clay would want us to do. He would want us to laugh and tell stories, and he loved getting out and riding, and so this is kind of showing him that we have that love for him and then that support for his family.
Yeah, love that, Tara.
Yeah.
So 8:30, show up at the American Legion.
Yes.
That's Post 90, Sam Houston Post 95.
Post 95 on American Legion Drive, and last vehicles will leave at 10 o'clock, and then you have to be back by 3 o'clock. So some people will ride in groups. Some people will just meet up at the various spots because we'll give you a map on where you're going to meet up. And then a lot of times at the very last stop at Drifters, they'll wait till there's a large group of them together, and then they'll all ride into the Legion together, which is really cool to see.
That is cool, yeah. Man, we need I'm sitting here thinking, Denise, we need a police escort, like one of these cool things, and motorcycles.
We would do a police escort if it was an organized ride without different stops. If it was just one ride from point A to point B, we would do police escorts. But because we kind of let people go at their own pace on this type of ride, we don't have one for this.
I'll bring my truck and I'll put some lights on top of it. Just kidding, HPD. Not doing that. Whoever's out there. Well, come out and be a part of this. Let's support our friend Clay Talsworth. And friends, if you don't want to go on the ride, you can still come out.
Yes.
Get a brisket plate. And for those that go on the ride, will they get the plates after 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah, they'll come in. Kyle, we've already talked about having the roasters out there, so once he gets done cooking, we could keep everything warm and fresh. And so, and knowing Kyle, he'll probably still have more on the pit just to make sure they get fresh brisket, you know.
And if you ain't had a Kyle crying a brisket, boy, you better be crying, because I'm going to tell you, that is the best brisket you're going to have. Anywhere around here.
Yes.
Now, my daddy's brisket, I have to say, is number one, but Kyle's up there. So.
Well, we're super, super excited about being able to do this for their family. And so, I encourage everybody to come out and join us. And, even if you only want to go to one of the stops and then come back, I mean, you're welcome to do however you'd like to do to support the family. The only other thing that I really needed to tell you about was the Heroes and High Rollers.
Yeah.
That's the first time we are doing this event, and the Diamond G venue in New Waverly graciously offered to let us use their facility at no cost. So we're partnering with Victory for Veterans to put that on. So it's the following Saturday, because I have nothing to do, so I schedule every Saturday. But this will be down in New Waverly, casino night, and we'll have appetizers and a cash bar and all of that during casino. And then after the casino will be a ribeye steak dinner, live music, live auction, all kinds of fun stuff. So that's going on May 17th. They can go onto our website or onto our Facebook page, and there's a QR code you can scan, or you can go onto the website to purchase tickets. And we would love to have everybody there to support us for that. Awesome.
Perfect. Well, Tara, we appreciate you. So much wonderful things happening in our community and the hearts. You know what your moniker is? The Heart of Huntsville. You remember that?
I do remember that.
We gave Tara the moniker, the Heart of Huntsville. We have the Brisketeer, the Hug, the Grandmother, the Smile of Huntsville. Who was the Smile? You know who the Smile? Emily O'Rear. Haven't seen her in a while.
Yes, I haven't seen her in a while.
Emily was the Smile of Huntsville, and here's the Heart of Huntsville. Yes. So. And then we have the Cinco de Mayo of Huntsville.
That's right. The event planner.
Yeah.
The event planner of Huntsville.
The EP.
I need to hire her to come help me every now and then.
I got you. Whatever you want.
Tara, what are you doing for Cinco de Mayo? You got anything planned?
Well, I may be going out to that the food truck.
Mention what y'all mentioned that.
I think I'm going to go out to the food truck because I don't think there's anything in the bylaws at the museum that says that I cannot have a margarita.
Yeah.
There might be after today, but there's not right now.
Yeah. No, but Delphina posted on Facebook last night that in honor of the proposition passing, if you go out to the food truck today, a food truck only, not the restaurant, food truck, go out there and purchase something to eat, you get a free small margarita.
Well, there you go. Yes. There you go. Denise, you're with Delphina so much, y'all are there every week. She had to be so thrilled about it.
Oh my gosh. She was driving me crazy all these past couple of weeks. She's been so nervous.
And that thing passed with overwhelming support, like 80%.
Yes, it was
support.
80%. She was so excited. That's definitely a relief for her, for the staff. But yeah, she's super excited.
But what a huge testament, though, to what one woman with drive can do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was scared. In the beginning, she was like,
she goes,
I'm not into politics.
I'm not getting enough votes.
And she's like, I don't know how to do any of this. And I was like, Delphina, just hit the ground.
Yeah.
And we were all there cheering her on. And I mean, but that woman
She's
worked.
not afraid to do the work.
Yes, she worked.
She's got a good staff that was definitely supporting her, and they were out in the rain, and they were literally walking, going house to house. I mean, she's definitely got the support. It's pretty amazing.
But I think it's amazing to see what she accomplished. I think. I mean, I love their family. They're probably one of the hardest working families that I know in Huntsville. And so everybody's like, where are y'all going to eat? We're going to rodeo. Yeah. Why do y'all go there so much? Because I support them because of how hard they work.
Yeah, Tillio and all the kids, even
the whole family,
even the other parts of the kids, the married parts of the kids.
Yes,
is that how you say that?
Yes.
The married
spouses,
parts, the spouses.
See,
I'm so
the married parts,
the married parts.
I'm so ignorant.
Where's your married part?
Bridget, you're not my married part. You're my spouse. The married part of your. My bad.
My bad, dog.
Man, I need to shut this mug up. You know what I'm saying? That's funny. All right, well, all you married parts out there, take care of business. I really am ignorant. I can never. It's like that show Home Improvement. Where he talks to Tim talks to his neighbor. Was it Al or whatever? Is that his name in the show? You know what I'm talking about, though.
Al or Wilson?
Wilson.
You can't see him. You never see him.
Wilson.
He's always behind the fence.
He just looked like an owl to me.
I was like, owl.
But Wilson always tells him stuff, and then he goes back and tries to retell it, and it's always that's how I am. Yeah. I just cannot think of the words.
You have to tell your married part.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever said on this show before. All right. Arts Veterans Museum, everybody. Go support them. Congratulations, Delphina. I called Delphina. Yes. I called her and left her a voicemail, and I said, do you know Johnny Canales?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Take it away.
You got it. Take it away. He passed away a while back. It was a sad day. But Tejano superstar. He made Selena famous when she was 14. She's the reason he's the reason she became so famous. He had a Tejano show down in Corpus, and that was the only thing we could pick up on Channel 54 through the rabbit ears growing up was the Johnny Canales show on Sundays. That's the only thing we could pick up. Because we didn't have cable. We had rabbit ears with foil on them, and we had an old Zenith TV, Tara. You'll love this story. And we didn't have really the money to go get that TV fixed. Because back then, you took your TV to a TV repair shop. Well, you don't do it. You just buy a new one now.
Yeah.
Well, there was obviously a loose connection in it, and we didn't know any better. And we found out if we would push down on the TV, it would work. So you know what my mom did? She got an old cinder block, and she cross-stitched a Texas flag and put that cinder block inside that Texas flag, and that sat on top of the TV, and that's how that TV worked for years.
Well, that's great.
Now it's decorative.
That's right.
I don't know what happened to that thing, and if we took the brick off, the TV wouldn't work.
Oh, I understand.
But I remember the Johnny Canales show coming on, and so Delphina calls me Johnny Canales all the time now. And so I messaged her and I said, Delphina, it's Johnny Canales. I said, congratulations on the victory for the proposition. And I said, you got it, take it away. And then she replied back and said, thank you, Johnny Canales. So it was good fun.
That's a new T-shirt. Come see us at Rodeo Mexican Restaurant. Bring your married parts.
Bring your married parts. All right.
She's never going to live that down now.
Let that one. Let that one go. All right. Thank you, Tara, for being here.
It's always so much fun.
She's got to go. She's got to get back to her married part, Roger.
I got to get back to my married part. I don't know what I would do without him. Yeah. He is such a blessing to me.
You and your married part come to Rodeo Restaurant tonight.
That's right.
So we'll have something there.
Yeah, I don't really do the margaritas.
Cinco trivia.
I'm trying to get her to have the slushing machine outside, too.
Oh, that would be great.
Because I'm going to be outside. She's setting up a tent. Theo's going to decorate and have, photo op stuff. Theo's the decorative one. If you ever see something decorated, it's Theo. It's not Delphina.
Theo is the Martha Stewart.
Yes. So he's gonna set something up outside for like photo ops, and everybody that comes and takes photos and tags them, they're getting them entered for $50 gift certificates.
Oh, wow.
She's giving away several, not just one. So y'all come out.
Are y'all doing trivia tonight too?
No, we won't have trivia because it'll be
Cinco.
busy. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun stuff out there.
Good. Well, yes.
I'm trying to get her to put one of the machines.
We'll see
slushy
if
out there
my married part is watching. You're taking me to dinner at rodeo tonight. There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And what a great week! It's a great Monday. Braylon decided to drop out of gymnastics. We went last week, and nothing on Kristen. Kristen Ducka does a great job at American Flip Factory, but Braylon, she loved it the first couple of weeks, and then I noticed 2 weeks ago she was just kind of spacing out. And then I asked her last week, I said, you ready to go to gymnastics? And she goes, no, Daddy, I don't want to go anymore. I said, okay, well, you don't have to. I said, is there anything wrong? No, I just don't want to go, Daddy. And I could tell. It's nothing on them. They do a great job. By the way, take your children over there. Let them experience it and see if they like it or not, because she loved it at first. But then last week we went on Monday. She told me on the way, Daddy, I want to go to gymnastics. And so went ahead and took her. She was there 10 minutes into it, and just the teacher was talking. The teachers do a great job. And Brandon just got up and walked back over to me. Just in the middle of the class, she just walked there. She goes, I don't want to do this, Daddy. I said, are you sure? Because we're going to drop out if you don't want to do it. She goes, yeah. And she wasn't upset or nothing. And so now our Mondays are free again, so we'll head up to rodeo.
What's the new word for the children?
I don't know. We have to come up with something.
Oh,
we
is
got
it married
parts?
Your future parts?
Yeah, future parts. I would call them.
Because the children are our future.
Yeah, there you go.
Or maybe wallet drainers.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, I was going to tell you, we talked earlier with the 5 kids and the 6 grandkids. Just be prepared.
And I didn't know you had 5.
Yes, we had 5.
I knew about Gus because you mentioned him, but I didn't know you had 4 more.
Yes, we had 4
hiding
more.
out.
So we had children. Roger and I had children that were grown. Ty was 15 when we had Gus.
Wow.
So that's why everyone knows Gus, because it's been like raising an only child. All the rest of them are grown and now having children of their own.
That's so cool.
But be prepared, because between tap shoes, ballet shoes, then we want to be a cheerleader, then we want to ride horses, then we want to play softball and volleyball, then we want to go back to dancing, then we want to just be prepared. Be prepared. You will be floored, and you're like, I paid $50 for those shoes. You're going to go to that class. No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
I'm just thinking of that guy in high school that tried to sell me that car at that shady dealership. No credit, don't sweat it. And I'm like, no credit here. We're going to have to figure out a way to make it work. Well, that's great, Tara. Well, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. What a great way to start the week.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tara.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. Denise and I will wrap it up when we come back. We got about 10 more minutes. Big thank you to Tara Burnett, Hearts Veterans Museum. What's y'all's website again for folks to go to?
HeartsMuseum.com.
HeartsMuseum.com. You can find out all the information there for these upcoming events. We will see you on Saturday to support Clay Towsworth. Come out and get a brisket. We'll take a brief break. As always, we couldn't have our friends such as Tara Burnett and everyone. Maybe we'll get her married part on here one of these days, Roger. But we couldn't have them on this show if it wasn't for the foundation support of our friends such as Walker County Federal Credit Union. They've been serving Walker County since 1957. They are your full-service community credit union located over on Normal Park. We'll take a brief break. Denise and I will close it out when we come back. Stay with us. It's your show here on a very, very marvelous Monday. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Stay with us, please.
I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 $100,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover tomorrow's promise Montessori schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life. Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
This is Billy Cawthon of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, and you're listening to Spirit Radio, the spirit of Huntsville.
Well, I was trying to do something. You know how I usually try to do stuff on the fly here, Denise? We're going to leave the camera off for a second because I got to readjust the cameras. But for your listening pleasure, in honor of a very special day, I have no idea what this is going to sound like.
Oh, boy.
But Denise will let us know. Here we go. You ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Woo! You like this? This isn't really Cinco de Mayo-y, is it? You don't think so? There, it's got it now. What about this one? Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Oh, this is like salsa. Okay.
All right, enjoy this while I adjust the cameras. Good thing I had you muted, Denise, because... All right, here's what I was doing. You ready? Oh, I'm out of breath.
Yeah.
That's not really Cinco de Mayo, though. Kind of.
It works.
What's the type of music, like Spanish music, where it's got the trumpets and all that? What would you call that?
With the trumpets?
Yes.
You're probably thinking like banda, maybe?
How do you spell it?
Band, A.
Banda? Mm-hmm. All right, hold on. Let's do another remake here. Do you have a few more minutes, Denise?
Yeah.
Boy, I'm out of breath after that dancing. Brisketeer just walked in. Mm-hmm. Okay, this one's
said his name too many times.
This is Denise, I must tell you, this is La Fiesta del Cinco. What does that mean? Cinco. Here it is. Here it is. Ready?
That makes me so angry.
That's
there
what. See
go.
that? There we go. See, all I did. Here we go.
All right. See, this is like something you would hear on Johnny Canales for sure. This is like Tejano music. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this really does make me think of Johnny Canales. This is definitely.
I love this. Welcome back to the Cinco de Mayo. So great day here on Good Morning Huntsville as we get rolling. You know what I'm bummed out about? We used to have a really awesome Cinco de Mayo festival here in Huntsville.
I know. They haven't done it the last couple of years.
No, Nelson Amaya was on that committee, and hopefully they will bring that bad boy back. Cinco de Mayo celebrates the Mexican Army's victory over the French forces at the Battle of Puebla on May the 5th, 1862. While primarily a remembrance in Mexico, it has become a wider celebration of Mexican culture and heritage here in the U.S., often marked by food, music,
and
festivities.
Yeah, festivities.
And something that rhymes with cerveza. But welcome back in. Thank you. You're all decked out for it, too, today. Yeah.
I convinced Toy to let us I ordered everybody Cinco de Mayo shirts.
Oh, I love
We're
those.
the Fiesta Squad today.
Oh, I love it. Fiesta Squad.
So everybody at the credit union is wearing different colors, but this same shirt.
That is great.
We're festive today.
You know, I love culture, and I love different people experiencing different events. You know, and it's so neat to see the different cultures here. Not only just in the U.S., obviously, but right here in Huntsville. Yeah. We have such a diverse culture here. You know, I love, and I hope we can get the Cinco de Mayo celebrations going again. Yeah. Juneteenth, we have a Juneteenth parade here that's just unbelievable. It's wonderful. There are so many different celebrations right here in Huntsville. Yep. And that's what I want people to know is, man, if you're thinking about visiting Huntsville, come and experience how great this community is. It is so much fun. Yeah.
I like anytime we can do something. I think the Mexican culture is just a very happy, like you can tell just because everything's so colorful and we just want to have a good time. I like sharing that with people.
One of my favorite cities in all of Texas is San Antonio. I love San Antonio. It's because I'm a big Spurs fan too. Pop retired.
Yeah.
But he's still going to remain the president. You know
he's in the office.
He's 3 decades of coaching. Yeah. Probably the greatest coach of all time. It's going to be the greatest of all time, in my opinion, once it's all said and done. And I'm glad, I'm glad that he's decided it's time to hang it up. But one of the neat things about San Antonio is the Riverwalk and and you want to experience culture, go down to San Antonio and just go on the Riverwalk, and you'll see every walk of life in every culture.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you really want to experience it, get on one of the river boats and just cruise and just turn up your ears so you can hear, and you'll go from music like Spanish music to rap to country. I mean, as you're cruising, you'll just hear them start to blend in together as you go down. So yeah, everything that you can imagine. It's a lot of fun. So, well, Denise, it's been a fun morning. We don't have anything to give away today. Sorry. Maybe next time we'll do that. But we got to get some more prizes for this week. So
yeah, Delphina was supposed to join us, but she had a big order this morning. She was already running around like crazy. But she said to thank everybody.
Can you convince her to start doing breakfast tacos every day?
Every day.
I'm serious.
I've tried, but
I know it's hard. But if she should just teach somebody. If I didn't work here at the church or at Hello Huntsville, I would go sell myself to her. Hey, I will do whatever I have to tell her that I would work hard, and I would literally go in there and help her run the breakfast taco division of Rodeo. Because there's no one in Huntsville that's doing. I know we have El Gordo and all these great places, but I'm talking about somebody literally needs to just have 3 or 4 types of breakfast, like chorizo and egg, bean and cheese, potato, egg, and cheese. Just make 4 simple tacos. Start off with just 200 of them. Let's just go 200 and go drive around in the morning, and I guarantee you'll sell every one of them.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because if that thing would stop by here at the church, we'd all buy them and just do that.
Yeah.
Boy, taco delivery. Yes, we would make. There's a gold mine waiting. There's a gold mine.
Did you say I have the van?
Yeah, instead of candy van, it's a taco van.
Yeah.
Hey, and it's like, hey there, old fella, you want some tacos?
Hey kids, you want some tacos?
But instead of kids, it's like you drive up to the construction site. So you're like, hey buddy, you want some tacos? Yeah.
They'll come to you. They'll be like, what you got in there?
Delphina, if you're listening, Delphina, do this right here. Wait. Not that one. Hold on. Ooh, that's kind of like a romantic one. Hello, chato. Delphina, do this right here. Instead of ice cream music, have this thing playing.
I'd come out and see what's going on.
Wouldn't you?
I would.
I am here with the potato, egg, and cheese, my friend. bean and cheese and some onions and some salsa. See?
You know, I feel like a lot of people do air guitar, but in Mexican culture, because so much of our music has accordion, we do air accordion, and they sell the accordion shirts now, like so you can
air the accordion shirt. I love it. Good thing Kyle's off camera back there. Well, Denise, we got to wrap it up. What's going on at the Walker County Federal Credit Union? I know y'all are doing such great work over there.
Yeah, just staying busy. We were this weekend. We were out at the Go Texan Crawfish Boil.
Did you get to make it to that also?
Oh yeah.
How did it go?
So much crawfish.
Completely loaded with people too. I saw the pictures.
Yes, there were a lot of people. It was really good. And then I can't think of his name, but the guy that they get to play music is amazing. But yeah, Biggie's did amazing with the crawfish, and they have their fried fish, and everything is delicious. And I don't really want to see crawfish probably till next year because it was just so much. But oh man, it was good. It was great.
It's one of those where you eat them, and see, I like crawfish. I just don't like the process of crawfish.
Oh, it was everywhere.
Yes, and then it soaks in, and literally like one day when they do whenever we're 109 years old and pass away, and they'll still find crawfish throughout your body.
Yeah.
It's so good though.
It is.
But it's so much work. Why does it have to be so much work to get you peel through all that just to get a delicious little piece of meat?
I know. My thumb is always torn up after that.
It really is. Look at that. Our poor thumbs are all tore up.
But it's worth it.
Awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, they I don't know how much they ended up raising, but yeah, they had the auctions and everything. But it's one of the credit unions always there. They do a lot of scholarships for the Go Texans, so we're always there.
Kyle just sent a comment going back to the taco truck. Billy hanging out of the truck yelling, "Wee woo! Wee woo!"
That was to the police.
Oh, to the police.
Oh, for the police thing? Yeah.
Oh, I like it better for the taco truck, though, Kyle.
It can work both ways.
I want some tacos. Well, that's great. Well, Denise, thanks for hanging out. Friends, I'm serious, though. Walker County Federal Credit Union, we could not, I know we cut up and have fun, but we could not have guests on this show. And I want to be very forward and honest about this. We could not have guests like Tara and all the content that you see for free on our website and the newsletter that goes out almost every week. Some weeks we don't get it out, but almost every week that newsletter goes out, and all the content, all of that at no charge because of the foundation support that you see from our friends here on our show, such as Walker County Federal Credit Union. And as you hear me talk about these businesses, I mean, you guys have been with us over 2 years now, which is awesome. These businesses are investing in this platform because they want to align with the good. And I want to encourage you, go invest back with them. Give them a chance. If you're looking for a new bank account, maybe for your personal, for your business, maybe you need a loan. Maybe you need a debt consolidation loan. Maybe there's a golf cart you've been looking at and you said, I just want to pay that out each month. Maybe there's an RV. Maybe you need insurance or a warranty on your vehicle. Call Walker County Federal Credit Union. They handle all of these things and much, much more. You won't be a number. You're going to be a name. Most importantly, you're going to be a friend. And that's what's important about Walker County Federal Credit Union. Go by and see them. They don't have all these locations, which is great because they don't have a ton of overhead. So they can pass that down to you as a member of the credit union. It's only, $5 or $10 to set up an account? I mean, it's not much.
Just your membership fee is $5.
Yeah, $5 to get set up.
One time.
That's it.
That's it.
Yep. There you go. Walker County. I was just thinking and if you run dry on one of your accounts, they'll deduct that $5 out of there. So you better make sure that you keep money in there, right? So y'all do great work, though. Check them out. Walker County Federal Credit Union. They are your full-service community credit union serving Huntsville and Walker County since 1957. You just have to live or worship, or what's the tagline?
Live, work, or worship in Walker County.
L-dub-dub. Live, work, and worship.
Or if your family is already a member, then your grandfather did.
There you go.
Qualify under them.
Perfect. That'll wrap it up. Fun day here. Kyle Kreiner hanging out in the studio. Remember Saturday. Remember tonight, Cinco de Mayo at Rodeo.
Yes,
but then Saturday, make sure to start at the American Legion 9:30 for that ride. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sam Houston Post 95. My family and I were going to try to be out there because it sounds like a lot of fun to support Clay's family. That'll wrap it up. We'll be back tomorrow with our friends from Guardian Defense here on Good Morning Huntsville. I didn't even check to see who we have on tomorrow. Let's see if we have somebody. Oh, we do. Pam Connor joining us of Huntsville DBA, Downtown Business Alliance, joining us. And, in fact, all week we're pretty booked up. Jack Durish on Wednesday from the VFW, and then Chrissy Marford's joining us on Thursday. Nobody Friday yet. So we'll get somebody, though. That'll wrap it up. Hey, as I'm reminding you every day that we do here on the show, reminding you we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. I guarantee that somebody out there needs you. Until next time, we'll see you back 7:30 bright and early here on Good Morning Huntsville. For Denise, I'm Rob. So long, everybody. See you, Denise.
Bye.